Hey everybody, this is Galator from Galator's Gaming. Uh, how do I start this? Um, alright, so this is a video I really didn't want to make, nor a video I really didn't want to have to, well, technically I don't have to make it, but it's just that I'm really annoyed about this, that I just feel as though I need to give my own 2 cents on this. So, as you can see, the Creation Club, if you those of you who don't know what the Creation Club is, it's basically paid mods, and there was a huge fiasco with that with Bethesda the first time they tried to pull this shit. Basically, mods are free, and it basically spices up the game. And they've always been fine with that, but then when they try to put the Creation Club, which is actually paid mods, but they say, like they said, it's not paid mods, it's miniature DLC. Like, I don't understand what they mean, how it's not paid mods. It's, look, you use, like, Bethesda credits, and you actually use real in-game money, or you use in-game money, or in-game credits, or some sort of credits to actually gain these like, to buy, you use these credits, Bethesda bucks, or whatever the hell it's called, and you spend real life cash to buy them. And that's that's paid mods. Like, you're spending, just because you're spending money to get credits to purchase mods does not make it not paid mods. It's paid mods, but with an extra step. It's an extra step in a purchase. I don't understand, and that's what's frustrating about it, because they're lying to you. Bethesda is basically came out with an excuse. Bethesda basically made an excuse about this. And trying to push it off as not paid mods when it's paid mods. Oh, and a lot of these mods are crap. Plagues of the Dead, I saw a video from another YouTuber called ESO. Check out his video on this. Plagues of the Dead. It doesn't even give a decent story quest. It just basically, I saw through the whole video, it basically is just spawns random zombies at night. Great. We got all this weaponry. Then there's this. Look at this. Look at this. Survival mode. In survival mode, your greatest adversary is Skyrim itself. Unrelenting cold, harsh wilderness, famine, and fatigue. Do you have the strength to endure? Uh-huh. This seems very familiar. Very familiar. Maybe what I'm thinking of is really... Wait for the load screen. The load screen. The load screen. What's taking so long? Maybe what I'm thinking of... Okay. Maybe what I'm thinking of is this. Ah, here it is. Frostfall. So basically, this was out since 2013, I believe. But it's been out longer since the Creation Club. And this guy, Chesko, his name is Chesko. He basically made this mod for free, and it basically gave us access to. It basically made it so everything is much more tougher, much more. basically this whole experience is much. It makes the Skyrim much more alive, much more deadly. Then there's campfire. Then there's I need water, food, and sleep. So basically, they copied. Bethesda basically just copied already existing mods. So I don't understand what they would expect when releasing this mod. Like, they released this mod with the intent of making money, like, of money off this, even though people would automatically go to these mods. Would go to these mods because they're free and they are better. They give more content. So that's and there's another thing of the fact that they're clearly ripping off a mod creator. But what I'm curious about is, like, keep in mind, I never went to law school, so is this considered is this considered mal or ill use of another person's intellectual property, since it's technically a mod that someone made for Skyrim? So my question for you guys is, with Skyrim and this mod, is it considered copyright? Is Bethesda considerable? Is Bethesda considered copyright, or using copyright material, or ripping off another guy's material, even if it's Bethesda's game? That's what I'm curious about. In my eyes, I think that it's a pretty big dick move to try to basically copy this shit and make it totally original and claim it's totally original DLC. Or not even DLC. It's not even DLC. It's not even content. It's more like a thing. But my biggest concern, like, I mean, most of us can actually ignore it quite easily, but when we get to the screen, if you look to the right, on the top right, Creation Club News. Free for limited time. That's where they trick you to actually get their content. That's where they trick you to try to get their content, so that way. I'm kind of stuttering right now because I am kind of frustrated about this. This is actually pretty annoying because on my list of goodwill or good companies I considered to be good people were Bethesda, along with CG Project Ren and Jadex, which is RuneScape. So it really is frustrating when Bethesda takes an anti-consumer approach to this. Like, they know they didn't want this, and, like, keep in mind, they didn't eliminate our capability of actually making mods. Or they didn't eliminate our ability to make mods or use mods for free. But it's the fact that it's there. Like, if we show leniency to this, and I'm glad that people are not, but if we show leniency to this, I'm worried that they'll basically turn Elder Scroll or their latest games into where you have to pay to win, like in Shadow of Mordor, as an example. Like, keep in mind, I played is it Shadow of War or Shadow of Mordor? It's the new game coming out. I can't remember. But I played the previous one, and I thought it was great. I had fun. Which is strange, because I never played a Lord of the Rings game. Which is strange, all things considered. Were there other Lord of the Rings games? Anyway, so I'm getting sidetracked. So my biggest concern is with their latest games, with their more newer games, they're going to have more microtransactions, and they're going to keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it until eventually, like, every level, like, if your character wants to level up, you'll have to pay $6 to actually get a level up. Like that kind of thing. Like that's the thing that I'm mostly concerned about. Like I was excited for Elder Scrolls 6. I was really hyped about it. But now I'm actually my hype for Bethesda's future games kind of drastically plummeted. Because I'm worried of how far they're going to push this microtransaction bullshit. Nobody wants this. Nobody wanted this. Bethesda knows this. And they're just doing it to make an extra buck. And that's anti-consumer, and considering the fact that they're basically not only using the same, like they're basically copying other people's mods, which, like, the survival mode, it's literally Frostfall, iNeeds, and whatnot. It's basically those two mods put together, and there you go. But then there's these two, and then there, like, a lot of these mods are just previous content. Like, from other games. They're, like, reused content. So they're not really original content. They're not really new content. They're just from previous games. This Divine Crusader armor. So it doesn't actually... So here's the thing. At that price, I actually got, on Oblivion, I actually got the price for that DLC that was involved with Divine Crusader, and that was the Knights of the Nine. The Knights of the Nine Oblivion DLC. I actually got it for that price. For the equivalent of 500 credits. This only gives you the armor. So my biggest beef with this is the fact that they expect you to pay and get very little back. I'm not willing to pay this much for not even DLC. I'm not willing to pay this much for stuff that is not even worth getting. And creation... Oh, and look at this one part. Creation features 2 sets of armor and 2 weapons and is attained through quest. That's a lie. Because if you look on Fallout 4, there's that shiny stealth armor. It said it is attained through a quest. Well, it turns out that quest is just really going to the USF satellite Olivia and finding it in a box. Quest completed. You got the armor. You can literally speedrun. When you can literally make a new character, speedrun through a speedrun, like it's not even that far. You can speedrun to it and get it like at level 1. Right out when you get to Sanctuary. Because it's in a box. There's no quest, there's no enemy, it's not even a quest. It says it's attained through a quest for Fallout 4, and I have a feeling that they basically did the same shit for this. There's a good likelihood they did the same for this, and the value to cost is not even worth it. Like, don't even buy any of these mods. I don't want to say protest this, but people are already doing it. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say fuck it, protest this stuff, because no, Bethesda, Pete, buddy, bad buddy, no, we don't want this, Pete, you know this. They did add new DLC, not even DLC, they did add new things. Still absolute shit, though. It's basically just a lot of garbage, just not even quests. There's no quests, just unique, quote unquote unique stuff, which is actually from other games. So, I've told you what my concerns is and how I feel about this Creation Club. Don't buy... I honestly am telling you, do not buy any of this. Even if you were a PlayStation 4 player, do not buy this. It's just not worth it. It's not even worth putting the time and effort just to go on to here, because this is just basically crap. And The fact that Bethesda is lying to you about this being paid mods, it's paid mods. They're saying that it's not paid mods, it's paid mods. And the fact that they're coming up with some sort of excuse or some sort of very crappy excuse, but still an excuse to push this off and trying to lie to you about this not being paid mods is it's dumbfounding. It's annoying, and I don't like it. Thanks, Bethesda. And I'm concerned about this in the grand scheme of things too, because what's to stop them from making their next game, like for example, Elder Scrolls 6? Now that game hasn't come out yet. Any information about that game has not come out yet that I know of. But what's to stop them from doing, like for example, if you want to level up your character, well, you have to pay $6, or if you want to be able to access this quest, you have to pay $6. And then they would say, "Oh, it's not paid leveling. It's not pay to win. It's just paying for a little more extra accomplishment." Like that's probably not a good example, but it's the only example that I can come up with without getting to a heavy rant. But this is just absolute shit. I don't like this. So I basically expressed how I feel about this this is not even mods really. I've expressed how I feel about this Creation Club thing, and I expressed my concerns of how it could potentially affect the future. Now, another question that I feel as though I should point out is that, or if in case of people ask, is the Bethesda that we quote unquote love gone? In terms of the consumer standpoint, yes, they're up shit creek. They're garbage. But in terms of their actual games, I completely ignore their Creation Club. I've played Wolfenstein, Skyrim, Oblivion, even their latest games like Fallout 4 and whatnot. I have not felt as though their games are awful. I actually enjoy their games. So even if this Creation Club is out, I still enjoy their games, so they still know how to make games. But I wonder how, I'm concerned how far will that get them? Like, even if they know how to make good games, how far will they push this microtransaction into the main game? Like, how far will they try to force you into this? It's like corporations like that think we're nothing but heavy cows where they have to squeeze that udder. Squeeze it for that extra little drop of milk. Which is our money. The milk is our money. But you get the point. And that's why I'm concerned for the future. So, basically at this point I've addressed to how I feel about this. I'm kind of hoping I will never have to make a Let's Talk video on any of this in the future, but chances are I probably will have to, because this is pretty shitty, and lately, this year has not looked too flattering for video games at this moment. Then again, I haven't really saw all the news, I guess. So, I think I'm going to end this video here. There's not really much more I can say without repeating myself. I probably did. Shut up, phone. I probably did repeat myself. It's like multiple times. But how do you guys what's your guys' thoughts on this in terms of what I've talked about, or how my views on it? Like, what do you think about it? Be sure to leave a comment in the comment section. If you think this video, please like this video so at least people, or like other people's videos who've actually brought this to attention, because the more we tell Bethesda that we don't want this shit, the more we don't like this shit, and we tell them this more frequently, the more this is probably a vain hope, but the more I hope they start to get more pressured into dropping this shit or not to go any further than this shit. Because if it's a choice between the Creation Club and having paid mods forced on you, or pay microtransactions forced to us to the point where we literally will have to pay or actually play the game, I think I would prefer the Creation Club, because this way I can ignore, so that way I can play the game normally and not have to deal with this Creation Club. But I mean, that's just if I was like that's just I don't really like the fact that I have to choose that option, since it's like taking a cyanide tablet or taking a bullet. That's probably a little extreme, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It's like one choice of one way or another. It's whatever. But be sure to I mean, I really wouldn't say liked it. I wouldn't really say like this video, since it's a pretty depressing video, and I kind of feel depressed about it, since this is one of my favorite games. Um, so if you agree with how I feel about the Creation Club, or you disagree, be sure to leave a comment. I would appreciate being able to talk with other people on it, so I mean, it helps with frustration to talk to people about that. But I guess I guess you can, if you think this video was entertaining, you can like it. I don't know, but and I guess subscribe. I guess. So yeah, this is Galater's Gaming. Signing off.